Carp Jesus. Well, you may remember a little over a week ago, Ben and I got onto this boar. It was downwind of us. I'm inside the truck. Ben's getting out of the truck trying to get his rifle out of the back. And the boar undoubtedly smelled us, probably heard us, and ended up just turning around and disappearing on us as I'm sitting here getting some video through my infrared finder, FH35R version 2, that I got from Tech Savvy Optics. So he disappeared on us. My next hunt 2 days later, I saw the boar, didn't get a shot at him. Here I am 4 days later on my third try for this boar, and he is moving in the next field. I'm in the field where I've last seen him, and this is slow motion. You can see him moving through the trees. I'm hoping he's going to come down to this clearing through here, and I'm going to get a shot. So I'm going to move in that direction towards that clearing. And apparently somewhere in the process he turned, and I lost sight of him, and so he was gone. In the meantime, I got a chance to go down to Maybank, Texas and visit On Target Shooting Outfitters, where I got to meet Don, Laura, Freddie, Charles, and Ella. All very nice people, very nice shop. They even put out the welcome mat for me very nicely and put me on the billboard. Now, the reason why I was there is because I'd come across Don's blog called Porcus Augilius. I thought this was an interesting blog. I thought it was a nice resource for new hunters, and it just gave some nice insights into some of the aspects of hunting that I thought was very well done. So it seemed like a good opportunity to meet some people since they were in the local area. Now, we had had a bunch of rain in the last few days, and this was the first full day without any rain, and I'm back out hunting. And I've got a hog there in the distance, way out there at more than 600 yards, and I'm trying to get the range on it. When you have trouble ranging an object in the distance, sometimes it's easier to find something large next to it. In this case, I'm going to move over to this tree, and I'm going to range the tree since I can't get an actual range on the hog itself. And that's going to give me a ballpark figure of how far away the hog is. And so these next few clips are just me moving up incrementally, ranging the hog, figuring out how I'm going to make my approach on it. The dark spots that you see in the ground are all wet areas, and by wet, there's surface flow of water over these areas, and it tends to be kind of noisy, and I'm trying to meander my way around the wet areas, and it's just not working out. Now, this is a view from that last position with the Rick Sleep L6 thermal weapon sight. As you can see, it has quite a bit more magnification, and the hog appears larger, which makes it easier to shoot. Now, one of the things that bothers me about the Rick's L6 on my particular side is that the time keeps resetting, and so don't trust the time there. The time is correct here on the infrared finder. Alright, scanning the area, don't see any other hogs. There's some raccoons moving off to the left. Getting the range on the hog again, still a little further out than I would like to be for shooting purposes. These arrows are showing my water hazards. This one is surface water. It's only about 2 to 3 inches deep, just making noise going through. And this next one has me sinking down to my knees in it and filling up my boots with muddy water, which was lovely. It's hard sneaking up on a hog when you're sloshing through the mud. Now we're at 336 yards or thereabouts, and I could reasonably take a shot from this distance if I felt more comfortable with my zero, but I think it would be better to move up and get closer. Now I'm crossing that first dark area of sloshing water, trying to be quiet, moving slowly in the process to do so. However, stopped at this point just to get the ranges. Do I want to shoot from here? Probably not. I should be able to move up closer without any problem, without spooking the hog. The wind is towards me, but it is so calm as to not even be felt. I think it's because we're in the slow area, and so the wind's really not getting through. You don't see the trees moving around at all. Once again, checking zero from the hog to the tree. The hog is not at the same distance as the tree, but they're close enough for ballpark figures at this point. I have now arrived at my final shooting position, and I'm going to be shooting my Lone Star Armory TX15 multi-purpose carbine enhanced and 6.5 Grendel, shooting Federal Spear TNT 90 grain ammunition that I've chronographed at 2,820 feet per second. Now, why am I shooting from this distance? Well, it is within my normal shooting distances, so I feel comfortable at this point. But also because my left foot is stuck in the mud and I am not getting it out, so I will be shooting from here. At this point, I was waiting for the hog to move out from behind the tree limb so that I would have a clear shot. Here we go. One shot and he's down. Quick quality assurance shot just to make sure he stays down. And then a scan with the finder just to make sure there are no other hogs in the area. I'm not going to be shooting anything else, so I work to get myself out of the mud.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
As a night hunter, I'm always going to need a light source, and I'm using an Army Tech Wizard C2 Pro Max headlamp in order to get the illumination for this shot on this 205-pound boar. Ben and I are back out again on the property where I've been after this one lone boar for a while, and the landowner reported some hog activity in a particular field, which is the field where I've last seen that boar. We take a look at the field and I find a downed hog. That's going to be a nice dead sow. Apparently the neighbors have been doing some hunting as well. They're only about 300 yards away. Now this was our fourth attempt going after this boar, and we didn't have any luck. We ended up moving on to other properties and came across a small sounder of hogs. Looks like we've got two sows there on the left, and off to the right we've got all of their shotes. For this hunt, Ben's shooting a .338 Federall AR-10 with 200 grain spear hot core hand-loaded ammunition. That has also been chronographed this morning at the range at 2,460 feet per second. And he is getting video and distances through his Super Hogster LRF. Two hogs and two shooters. I'm on the left, so I'm going to be taking the hog on the left. Ben's on the right. I'll take the hog on the right.
3, 2, 1.
My hog goes down.
I missed the follow-up on
Mentally,
Boar.
I did not expect to be shooting at Ben's pig, and so my snapshot was low.
Got piglets in the distance. Let's see if they appear for us.
The shotes followed Ben's sow off there behind the dam. So what happened with Ben's shot? When I arrived at the range, when he was zeroing, he was zeroed. We just got the chronograph information. He's lined up on this hog at about 165 yards. It looks like he lined up just fine. This should have been a good shot, and all I can think of is that the bullet probably passed just over the spine without doing any central nervous system damage. And so, with nothing vital there, the hog is free to run, and run it did. Unfortunately, Ben's hog made it off property. My hog turned out to be a 195-pound sow that required a couple of extra shots when it tried to get up, but it was carrying 5 on board, and she did it for our night before the rains set in.
Pig down 175 yards, give or take.
Carpe sus, my friends.